process of increasing in size. A feature that is both individual, intrinsic, and throughout nature.
This is going to be so interesting, you know.
This is the moment we have been waiting for.
I'm feeling it now.
What has come before is now consigned to the history books. This new decade brings new challenges, new rivals, falling giants, and new beginnings.
Bang, bang, bang! 3 shots to the heart.
Oh,
at the back end.
Oh no!
Those who are climbing will meet. Who will fall by the wayside, and who will embody growth.
There's still wheel to wheel!
That is unbelievable.
League of Europe, growth, or
How is it going, everyone? Welcome to Season 5 of the League of Europe. We are here for Division 3. Well, the Provisional Division 3, shall I say. As you can see on your guys' screen, it is what it is going to be looking like for D3 this season. And of course, you can see as the commentators, it is going to be myself and Killer Blue taking you through Division 3. However, Killer Blue just not here tonight, unfortunately. He will be with myself next week, so it is just me for tonight. But nonetheless, we are still going to give you some absolute great action throughout tonight. Yeah, quite a few new names in Division 3, of course, from last season. You've got the likes of K-Mark, you've got Rudy, who came up from Division 4. Damon, returning from the beginning of Division 3 last season. Jeroen Vizer, I think if I said that right. Of course, also coming up from, starting off of last season as well. Carmentalist also rejoining for the League of Europe. Of course, he just went to comms for last season, but is now returning as a full-time driver. IFR Rally JT as well. Sofian, Tim Mats, all new guys joining for the League of Europe. Of course, Barton Kasux, who's actually now gone over to the PC tier, but Barton as the only reserve as well that has joined the League of Europe. Now, of course, you can also see a few returning faces, the likes of Caesar, TDB, everybody else like that. And yeah, I know that you guys are really here just to sort of get this straight underway, and that is what we are going to do. So, let's go straight over to what qualifying is looking like at the moment. And for some unknown reason, everybody is just wanting to get out. Just all of a sudden, everybody is wanting to get out. It's looking like a bit of carnage already at the moment, just before, even as we're going out into it. Of course, the guys that are in their cars at the moment, it's not confirmed that that is exactly who they are going with and what the cars are going to be as, but it kind of gives you a bit of an indication as to who could potentially be where come after the pre-season races. We've got a full 20 lobby grid for the pre-season tonight. Of course, it is around the Hungary circuit. Not a personal favourite of mine, as quite a lot of people may know. I have been complaining about this track a lot, but it does always provide some great racing as well. And of course, we're going to be seeing a couple of the first guys go out on their few set of laps. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's not Jerry that's the first one that's going to be done. It's going to be QVR Chill. Of course, I carried him to a title last season, as quite a lot of you may know. No, I'm only kidding. Of course, Constructors is a bit of a team effort, so we'll ride on board with the QVR man in the Haas car. Now, the only QVR member, as unfortunately B. Morgan didn't end up signing up once again, but the only QVR member now in Division 3 of QVR Chill, just making his way up towards the end of the first sector, coming up towards the turn 4 curb, of course being purple because he's the only one that's done a lap so far. Quite wide, but somehow didn't invalidate his lap, so he's managed to carry it on from there, but keeping it on board with the Brit, coming now through the high curbs, the high chicane. Very difficult to try and keep traction on that. A lot of people I'll probably see tonight end up losing it through there. Now making his way up towards the fast right-hander at the end of Sector 2. Make sure you don't go too wide, otherwise you'll do that and you'll invalidate your lap. So, QVR Chill, not going to be completing this lap, so that means we move on to the next person that's just behind him. Of course, a fellow XL member of Tin Can, was in Division 2 last season, getting promoted from Division 3 as the Division 3 champion of Season 3, but now back into that division to try and reclaim that title. Of course, with Yorno going up into Division 2, the same as myself. Tin Can coming across the line and doing a 14.0 as a banker lap. I believe there's a couple other guys that are going to be making their way across the line now. Hamwag making himself into P3 with a 14.9. Rudy coming up from Division 4 into Division 3 now this season, done a 13.7. Car Mentalist, who done the comms for this division last season, comes and does a 14.1. And Peter doing a 13.9. The other Williams of Elo, the other XL member, 14.0. Tim Mats coming in on the mediums, doing a 15.2. Not a bad lap on a set of the mediums. A couple other guys that are also going to be coming over to finish their laps. I believe Bree is about to. In fact, he's invalidated his lap, so no possible way of telling him. But to be fair, he's done a 13.766 as an invalidated lap. So Bree looking a little bit competitive, I must admit. Looking quite competitive. JSD or Jerry coming across the line, doing a 16.1, of course invalidating his lap as well. Luke 05 coming across the line to do a 14.0 as well. As I believe your own also coming across the line, a 15.5 in comparison to Tim Mats, 3/10 off the pace from Tim Mats. So be interesting to see who's going to end up finishing where. Got a couple people in the chat, of course. Tim Mats being one of them, saying my first race in LOE. Ivan Mike saying hello, everybody. Good evening, Mike. Make sure you're focusing on your D4 race. TDB saying good luck. Oh, this is going to be close. And Mark saying good luck to Tim Mats as well. As in fact, you know what? We're right on board with TDB. We'll keep on board with him because a lot of people were saying that he could be a favourite for Division 3 for this season. And I'll admit, I would say he is up there as one of the favourites. Just towards the end of the season, he really picked up his pace and was pretty competitive with not only with not only myself, Caesar and Peter, but also with Yorno as well. So we'll keep on board with the Dutchman and see how he does this. He's making his way around the final corner, coming up towards the line. TDB coming home to do a 13.6 and putting it himself on pole position. 13.667, just a tenth up ahead of a fellow Dutchman of Rudy. So we'll keep an eye out and see how he does throughout the season. I'm not racing tonight, am I? No PSN. Oh yeah, completely forgot about that. So, yeah, completely forgot. Caesar, I was just about to go on board with him as he's making his way around the final corner now. I think he's actually just going to be starting a lap. So you know what? We're right on board with the Indian because I know Vapor Trench has just come across the line, done a 14.2 on 2 laps on the softs. So, bit of an interesting strategy one. But anyone I would say that gets into maybe a high 14s that aren't on a set of mediums, as Vapor Trench has just impeded Caesar's lap, which is something that you don't particularly want to do. I know it's only a pre-season race, but you've also got to be mindful of other drivers. And Caesar into the wall. Of course, there's no damage. It's on clear weather, just to get people's paces all there. I know it probably would have been a bit of a slower lap for Caesar anyway because of Trench getting in his way, but I think Caesar nonetheless is still going to be carrying on his lap. As just seeing if there's anybody else that's also currently on a lap. I think Emir's actually on a lap, so we'll keep on board. It's a new driver as well of Emir. He is, I believe, a reserve, but for tonight, of course, showing up for the pre-season race. So that is good to see, but right on board with him now in the racing point as he is making his way around through the tight, twisty part of the track. Probably say the most complicated parts of the track, if I'm completely honest, because if you don't nail it, it's going to cost you an absurd amount of time. As he makes his way now up towards the second to last corner, Mr. Vapor Trench just getting out of the way of the racing point, and now coming up towards the final corner. Emir trying to go as close to the wall as you possibly can, up in the fourth, and making sure you don't go out wide. He doesn't do that. Up to the line goes Emir, and a 14.2 to his name puts him into P9. As a few other guys now coming out on their outlaps and also coming on to do a few of their laps. Of Mr. Rally JT has unfortunately invalidated his lap anyway, so he isn't going to be finishing that lap, as E-Duck does just move out of the way for him. He's going to be starting a new lap, I believe, anyway. But we'll keep on board with Rally because I know a few guys are probably doing this just to make sure that they can go on a set of the mediums towards the end. Well, yeah, to come up towards the end of qualifying session. Raleigh coming up towards the line. What time would he have done on a set of the softs? It would be a 14.3. So yeah, I suppose it can be still pretty competitive. We'll keep our eye out on Raleigh to see how he does. But Damon making his way around the track now, and to be honest with you, he was one up there for last season when he did start in Division 3. He had to pull out midway through, understandably just due to schooling issues, which again is completely understandable. So we'll keep our eye out on Damon as he's just making his way around the track now. Goes a little bit wide, unfortunately invalidates his lap. I don't think he's going to stop his lap. I thought he may carry that on, to be honest with you. But Chill, I think, is going to come across the line, and we'll see how he does as he's just making his way around the final corner now in that Haas car. 14.6, I don't think that was more of a time that represents how Chill is doing. K-Mark also invalidating on his lap, just taking it nice, easy, taking it nice and slow. You know what, we'll ride on board with a Greek driver, and you know what, I'm going to shut up, I'm going to let them crack on, and I will let Mr. Harenwag take you through a lap of the Hungary. As Harenwag comes across the line, does a 14.9 still. I don't think he actually managed to improve on his lap. Either that or he's only just starting his lap now. As TDB comes and does a 13.4. And I've also just seen Peter as well just improve on his lap. 0.02 of a second up ahead of Rudy. As Jeroen as well, coming up from Division 4 last season, has gone and done a 13.8 as well. So a few of the Division 4 guys from last season looking very competitive already in the early stages of Division 3. But we're right on board with the Brit of Car Mentalist as he's making his way now around the second to last corner. Keeping it in third gear does the Brit now. Taking it as wide of a line as he possibly can now. Up towards the final corner. Keeping it as tight as he possibly can now. And up towards the line. XL Brit goes into P2. Car Mentalist, does he beat that? Very close, 1,000th of a second of Brie, but those two putting it into P2 and P3, and oh my goodness, I can tell we are definitely on for a season and a half if this is how it's looking in qualifying already. 4th and 5th split by 2,000, 2nd and 3rd split by 1,000. Wow. This is going to be very, very interesting this season, to say the least. Tin Can, I can see is on a lap on a set of the mediums, probably just trying to see what he can do on a set of the medium tyres, as a few guys just getting out of the way of him, making his way around turn 4, going a little bit too wide on the entry. I think he's still going to carry on and do a lap anyway just to see what he would do, because I don't think he'd end up improving on a set of the medium tyres regardless. So Tin Can just sort of riding it around, as I believe Caesar is also currently on a lap on a set of the soft tyres. In fact, he's invalidated his lap, so we'll stick on board with Caesar actually, because he's a little bit further up ahead of Tin Can, as I believe Tin Can's actually just pulled off to the side, or he's actually ended up going into the wall. I think I might have just come off him as he went into the wall, so I suppose it's a bit of a commentator's curse from him, so my apologies to yourself, Tin Can. As Caesar across the line, a 13.637, that would put him just behind Brie and Car Mentalist, as Rudy up now into P2, a 13.5 to his name. So Rudy really showing of what he's gotten from D4, and well, he's coming in here and he's putting himself into P2 already. very, very impressive, to say the least. Just in the chat, I can see Dress Bassin just saying IFRLA and K-Mark are no assist drivers with no line as well. Okay, we'll keep our eye out on those guys, and we'll keep our eye out on them for sure. As Emir just, I was about to say making his way around the final corner, but just danced into pit lane at the final second. Of course, we now only got 5 minutes left to go of qualifying, and I believe K-Mark is on his final lap with a set of the medium tyres. I don't know if he's going to go on a set of the softs at the end, but someone has just ended up improving. That was actually Raleigh up into P7, a 13.9 to the Dane's name, as K-Mark just a bit too slippy through the end of sector 2, so no improvement for K-Mark. He might be trying to line himself up to get another lap done. No, he does not. He just makes his way into the pits, and K-Mark, I don't think well, he might try and get out for one more lap, whether it goes on a set of softs or whether it goes on another set of, well, tries to go on that same set of mediums. We'll keep our eye out on that. However, Damon, the Dutchman, in the Red Bull, making his way at the end of sector 2. It's actually purple at the end of sector 2, so Damon could be on for a good lap here, as keeping it nice and tight coming through the second to last sector, keeping it in 0 ERS. Not too sure as to the reason why. I don't know if it's any particular reason, but Damon now coming up towards the final corner, keeping it as wide as he possibly can without invalidating, up towards the line at 13.493. Damon keeping that same momentum as what he had from last season, as I believe Jarry, has he done that time on a set of mediums? Because if he has, he has. Very, very interesting. I think Jarry is coming back to his pace of what he had from before. 14.7 on a set of the mediums is a very, very good time. So he could very well be one of the challengers for this season, as well as I'm going to go on board with another fellow XL member of XL Miami, coming up from Division 4 last season, mid-season into Division 3, and making a statement for himself as well. Wants to make sure that no one is going to be blocking him as he makes his way up towards turn 4. May have been impeded ever so slightly by Damon, but I don't think he's going to stop regardless, as he's now making his way up towards the curves, or the definitely curves of the chicane, and now around well, around, as I said, probably the hardest part of the track, as well as the faster right-hander. But Miami, regardless, coming up towards the end of Sector 2. Is it maybe in contention with the other guys on a set of their mediums? Apparently purple Sector 2. Probably not. Probably not. But anyway, Miami making his way around the second to last corner now, a little bit wide coming out of there. Had to, I think, adjust his steering ever so slightly, but now up towards the final corner, keeping it nice and tight and up towards the line. Miami, a 14.9 on a set of the mediums as well. Pretty good time again on a set of the mediums. So Jarry and Miami, definitely ones that we need to keep our eye out for this season. As Mark also saying in the chat, Jarry is back. Mark, Jarry is unfortunately back. I say unfortunately like it's a bad thing. Jarry is well and truly back. But now we ride on board with a Mr. XL Tin Can, as he's now making his way through Sector 2, as Luco 5 goes and does a time 4 thousandths of a second faster than XL Tin Can. But regardless, Tin Can now making his way through the fast right-hander at the end of Sector 2, 6/10 up on his time. This is actually going to put him on pole position if he does manage to finish this lap, as now Tin Can coming up towards the second to last corner, trying to make sure he keeps it as tight as he possibly can in that Williams car. What he won Division 3 in, coming back and probably going to be taking that taking that car once again for Division 3. Now up towards the line goes Tin Can. Is it an improvement? It is a 13.2 for Tin Can in that Williams car. And now, well, a few other guys are now need to try and make an improvement on that, as Rudy is going to be, I think, the next one to make a bit of an improvement on that. As in fact, that is a complete lie, as Bree, I can see, is caught up in this and goes around. I don't know if Bree was up on his time, but, well, I think that's him done for qualifying. He wants to make sure he doesn't come on the track and impede anybody else. I don't know if he's just blocked Rudy ever so slightly. I hope he hasn't, but Rudy up towards the line, I think he might have blocked him, as Rudy just comes slowly across the line. So no improvement for him, no improvement for Bree either. Car Mentalist up ever so slightly on his time. As TDB now on a lap. Educk just starting his lap as well, as I believe a Renault of Peter also starting his lap. Car Mentalist a little bit shaky on the exit there, but gonna try and still get this done regardless. Coming up towards the line comes the Brit in the Renault up to P6. He does improve on his time, 0.03 of a second improvement, but still gets that improvement regardless. As I can see, a Ferrari is making his way up towards the line. I believe that is, oh, in fact it was actually K-Mark in the Alfa Romeo, puts it into P12. Raleigh JT just behind him in the other Alfa Romeo, coming around the final corner and up towards the line. Raleigh isn't in contention with those top guys. A 13.6 is actually a very good time, and up into P8. The difference all of this is making as well, it's just absolutely insane. As I can see, there's a Haas that's coming up towards the line. Where is that Haas? That is Jarry up towards the line. It's an invalidation. I think he did this on purpose. 13.6 goes Jarry, and a couple of guys coming up towards the line as well. Who else is that? I think that is Caesar making his way around the final corner. Only on 10% of VRS left to his name, but here we go. Caesar, the Indian, up to, in fact, only 17th, a 14.2. As I can see, a Williams also coming up towards the line. That is Educk. No improvement from him. 0.07 of a second down on his time. TDB, by the way, did improve on his lap time, but still not faster than Mr. XL Tin Can. So that, I think that is all she wrote for qualifying. As I can see, yeah, just other guys that are in a set of the pits. Tin Can, well, coming back down to D3. And yeah, making himself a bit of a statement why he should possibly be promoted back up into D2. But yeah, kept held off the wrath of TDB and Damon as well. Damon, as I said, coming back into Division 3, doing a 13.4, putting himself into P3. Rudy as well from Division 4 up to Division 3. This is definitely one that I cannot call for sure. One that I definitely cannot call. So yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Tin Can, of course, on pole position for the first pre-season race. TDB in second with Damon in third. Rudy in fourth. Peter in fifth. Car Mentalist in sixth with Brie in seventh. Raleigh in eighth. Chill in ninth. Euron in 10th. Tim Mats gets that free choice that he wants on a set of the softs. K-Mark in 12th. Luke 05 in 13th. Educk 14th. Trench in 15th. Emir in 16th. Caesar in 17th. I believe it was Jarry in 18th. Miami in Harenwag in 19th, and Miami, I think it was 20th. It was either way. It might have been Miami in 19th and Harry in 20th. But they will be able to start on whichever set of tyres that they so please. Seeing a little bit going down in the chat about a few people blocking in their quali laps as well. Of course, it is just a pre-season race, but you are wanting to make sure that you don't do that in the actual set of races as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot closer than what I was possibly expecting it to be, and a lot faster than what I was expecting it to be. Wow. Okay, and this is where it gets interesting. Because obviously the guys that are on outside of the top 10 are probably going to go on a set of the mediums, because the faster strategy at this track being the medium and the hards. But the guys that are in the set that are in the top 10 that have qualified on a set of the softs can do a soft to hard, but it's just that bit slower. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. As formation lap isn't actually on, I thought it was, but we are getting ready to go. And it's lights out and away we go. Trench gets a jump, a drive through for a jump start, as Tin Can getting a very, very good start. As Damon now up in towards P2 already. TDB him and side by side. Peter as well trying to get involved in all of this, as Comentalist jumps up into P5. Bree down now into P7. Has to go all the way around the outside, as Rudy now down into 6th place. I think no formation lap has caught him off guard, as Comentalist trying to go around the outside of Damon, but losing. Oh, sorry, that was Peter trying to go around the outside, but losing quite a few places, as Bree now into the wall already, and now down into P19, as Car Mentalist and Rudy still both battling it out, up for P4 and P5, both still side by side. Great racing between the pair of them, but Car Mentalist going around the outside getting that done, and Raleigh JT getting a bit of traction loss, and now Carmentalist of Brit now up into P4 as TDB's dropping down. Where's he lost this? He's lost it at the chicane. I told you it's going to be one where we're going to see people getting caught out by, and TDB now down into P16. Very unfortunate for the Dutchman, but Tin Can does manage to keep that lead off the race. Damon now in second place with Carmentalist in third, Peter in fourth. Carmentalist, by the way, what a start he has had to this race. It was a very, very good start, I must admit. As Bree, TDB, Miami, Tim Matz and Hanwag, I'm not too sure how they've dropped back so far behind, but Miami getting past TDB now on a set of the hard tyres. So Miami starting on a set of the hards. I didn't actually manage to get who started on what. So let's have a look. Caesar, by the way, starting on a set of the hards, and he's up into P10 already. So he's Caesar. Well, I'm waiting to see what the Indian does at the end of this race, because he could be on for a very good result. Of course, there's no safety car. There's not going to be any, no safety car, no damage or anything like that. It's just pure racing. Chill and Rudy as well in P5 and in P6. Very close to the back of each other. Well, we're just going to be stuck in a bit of a train. Of course, Hungary not known for its overtaking as well. So, yeah, of course, we've got the tyre graphic down the bottom of the screen. Soft will probably be pitting in for around lap 7. I'll probably expect a couple of these guys to maybe be even pitting around lap 6, lap 5 to go on a set of the hards. It's going to be difficult to make it to the end, but again, we will wait and see, as Peter already in the second lap picking himself up a 3-second time penalty. The Dutchman, not what you wanting to be seeing from him, as both Caesar and Eduk were both side by side. I think Caesar just having to back off from Eduk, which then allowed Raleigh to try and go up the inside of the Indian, but had to back off for now. Of course, Raleigh on a set of the soft tyres, and DRS now being enabled. We shall await and see who's going to be where, as Bree setting the fastest lap off the race so far. He's got some clear air after having that spin at the start of his race. And now, as I said, we're going to be seeing DRS being enabled from a lot of these guys. I don't think it would have been this lap, because I think it only just got enabled. So it will be on the next lap. We will see probably a few overtakes going down, or DRS being open. But Tin Can and Damon now starting to pull away ever so slightly from Carmentalist, who is leading the rest of these guys all the way down into P8, as Tim Matt's picking himself up a 3-second time penalty down in 17th position. Yeah, a very chaotic start to the race, I must admit, but they have managed to get going regardless. And we shall wait and see how this race fares on, as Damon attacking now on Tin Can, very, very close to the back of the XL man from Division 2 last season. Gonna have that DRS wide open is the Dutchman now, and now DRS of course being enabled. He enabled it very, very late actually, so I don't think he's gonna have to run on Tin Can that he would have wanted to, but into turn 2 there is that potential, as Tin Can locking up ever so slightly in towards turn 1. But I think getting very good traction coming out of there. Yeah, Damon not going to be able to have an attacking opportunity on the XL man, and he's now going to have to stick behind him for the lap until it rolls back around in towards DRS zone once again, as Raleigh and JSD both tangling with each other, as JSD having a bit of a half spin where I think he might have touched that inside curb, and it's allowed him, or it's made him go around, and now down into 15th position. He had a very good start, but unfortunately now down into 15th position, where Bree has now just overtaken him as well. As I said, a very, very interesting start. A lot of different tyres that have gone on other people, as TDB I've also just seen, he made his way into the pits and come out on a fresh set of medium. So I think he's going to be going for a 2-stop of maybe even a soft medium, or he might have to do a soft medium hard. But yeah, regardless, I think we are still going to be carrying on, even though the formation lap wasn't on. I think we are still going to be carrying on anyway, as a few guys already entered the pits. I said around lap 5, Peter, sorry, it wasn't Peter, it was actually Damon and Carmentalist into the pits already. And they are going to be going on. In fact, Damon's gone on a set of softs, and Carmentalist has gone on a set of hards. So I'm expecting a set of hards, but Damon on a set of softs. Whether he's meant to do that or not, I don't know. I don't think he meant to do that. Yeah, I definitely don't think he meant to do that. But regardless, anyway, Caesar picking himself up a 3-second time penalty. One of the other ones, of course, being on that's qualified outside of the top 10 on a set of the hard tyres, the same as Jarry and Miami. All of those guys starting on a set of the hards. As our race leader, Tin Can, picking himself up a 3-second time penalty. Damon, of course, also had a 3-second time penalty to his name. In fact, it might even be a 5-second. I'll have to have a check and see. Did he get himself a 5-second time penalty? No, it was just a 3-second. So, yeah, he's of course going to be a little bit hampered at the end of the race. A few other guys as well making their way into the pits now, as QVR Chill, Raleigh JT, Bree all coming into the pits at the end of this lap and chucking on a set of the hard tyres, I will be assuming. So let's have a look. Yeah, Chill on a set of the hards, Bree on a set of the hards, Raleigh on a set of the hards as well. Where are they all going to be coming out in relation to TDB, however? As there's TDB coming across the line now. Here's Bree. Bree's actually up ahead of TDB. So despite both of those guys having a spin at the start of the race, Bree is now up ahead of the racing point. The only problem is TDB, he's definitely going to have to make another pit stop. But an interesting one to note is Tin Can hasn't come in with the pits as of yet. Now, Damon went on a fresh set of softs. Again, I don't think he meant to do that. However, he is staying out, so he's going to have to two-stop it. But whether it means that he can go on a set of the mediums, it's a bit of a struggle. As Tin Can now into the pits, Peter now will be taking the race lead, and it doesn't look as if anyone's coming in to follow Tin Can. Of course, there's still 3 other guys that are on a set of the softs, but they didn't end up coming in, so they're going to try and go for a bit of an overcut on the XL Division 3 driver. Going on a set of the hards, he goes as Damon coming across the line now. He's going to get the undercut on Tin Can. However, is Carmentalist going to get the undercut on Tin Can? I believe he will. There's Tin Can out on your screen. Carmentalist, we're right on board with him. In fact, we're right on board with Vapor Trenches. He's still on a set of the mediums just behind these guys. And Carmentalist not able to get the undercut on Tin Can. So Tin Can getting the overcut done on his fellow Brit. But just both of them going very, very wide coming out of turn 2. And so Tin Can does manage to retain that position from Carmentalist. Again, as I said, Damon is going to have to make another pit stop. So technically Tin Can is still in your net race lead, with Carmentalist now being in P2, but it also depends on where these other guys that are on a set of the softs are going to be. Especially in fact with Carmentalist with no penalty to his name and Tin Can having a 3-second penalty. If Carmentalist just sticks with him, he could very well be taking the win for tonight, as Damon yet another 3-second time penalty. I think he's just trying to get a big of a gap as he possibly can to try and get some sort of jump on the guys that are on a set of the hards, as now your own K-Mark, your own and Rudy coming in the pits, but Peter's still staying out. I think he tried this in Division 3 last season, and I think he might have made this work as a soft to medium strategy. It's very, very difficult to do, but I think he's going to try it. But the guys that have just come into the pits now made their way out of the pits. Rudy has come out behind QVR Chill when he was actually up ahead of him by quite a significant amount before. So that shows how much those softs are going off, as eat up a 3-second time penalty to his name as well. As there are going to be a lot of penalties that are coming in this race, especially if it's only lap 8 and half of the grid already having a 3-second time penalty. I'm sure we'll be seeing quite a few more throughout this race. But I'm just going to go on board with the battle of the lead here, because Peter, as I said, on a set of those soft tyres, surely he's got to be coming in this lap. There's no possible way that he's going to be staying out another lap on these softs. Yeah, I had the feeling. So in comes Peter, and now this is going to show an indication as to where the Dutchman is going to come out in relation to everybody else that made that undercut on a set of the hards. Damon as well, I suppose, is going to be another one we'll need to keep our eye out for, because he's just behind Harrenwag. But Tin Can is really the one we need to try and look out for, because he is technically our race leader. As there you can see Peter just coming out of his pit box, out of the pits now. And where is he going to come out in relation to everybody else? He was in front of Rudy, he was in front of Euroan. He's now behind Rudy and now behind Euroan, as Raleigh also just coming along here, as TDB trying to go for a move on the Dane. And going down the inside goes the Dutchman, getting that move done nice and easy for him, getting that DRS once again, as Raleigh won't have that DRS. And now Raleigh down into P19 with TDB up into P18. Not particularly where he would have wanted to be, however. But Damon all over the back of Harrenwag. Of course, Harrenwag not making a pit stop as of yet, because he started on the set of the mediums, and same with Tim Mats just up ahead of him. But Damon on those set of softs. Again, it's not the tyre that he would have wanted to go on, but he needs to make a gap as quick as possible. And sitting behind a medium runner is not how you want to be doing it. He wants to try and make as most as he can of these soft tyres. And at the moment, sitting behind someone is not the way you want to go about it. So sticking on board with the Dutchman, as we could possibly be seeing the move going in towards turn 1, as he's trying to get as wide of an entry as he possibly can. But Harrenwag, with it just getting a much better traction out of that final corner, we're still not going to be seeing a move going forward. And I think Harrenwag might have done enough to also stay in DRS of Tim Mats. So he will still have the DRS. However, Harrenwag going wide at turn 1. This could be allowing Damon to try and eye up a move. Damon trying to look maybe to go down the inside of Harrenwag in towards turn 2. Harrenwag does give him the space. Still a little bit of contact between the pair of them. Damon not giving the space to Harrenwag, however, and shoving his way through. And now Harrenwag down into P10. Bit of a forced move, if I do say so myself, as Damon yet another 3-second time penalty to his name. And look how much that has now costed him, Harrenwag, through Tim Mats as well. So don't think the Grinkman's going to be very happy with what Damon has just done to him. But regardless, it's a pre-season race. As I said, it's just really testing out people's pace. Tim Mats all over the back of Miami in P7. Of course, Miami starting on a set of the hard compound of tyre. Tim Mats starting on a set of the medium compound of tyre. And now, to me, it doesn't look like Damon's actually catching back up. In fact, if anything, it looks like Harrenwag is the one that's catching back up to Damon. As I think this is where we're going to start seeing the drop off of these soft tyres. Yeah, Damon into the pits on these soft tyres. So he's now probably going to be trying to take... I don't know if he's going to try and take the mediums to the end, or if he's going to go on a set of the hards. My assumption is the hards. Yeah, it was going to be way too short for the mediums to go to the end of the race. So on a set of hards goes Damon. There go Raleigh, and there go Bree. Of course, he's now going to need to do a bit of a catch-up job to those guys. But regardless, we've still got this battle going on towards the top end of the grid. Luke, Caesar, and K-Mark. Caesar, by the way, on a set of the hards, and is still sticking with those top two guys. Caesar really could be on for a win in this preseason race tonight. Again, it's a very tough one to call, because a lot of guys going on a different set of strategies. It depends who goes on what towards the end of the race. Is Kmart picking himself up? I think that's his second 3-second time penalty now. I don't know. I don't know. It's certainly a tough one to call for sure. But Carmentalist all over the back of Vapor Trench. I just want to say as well, Tinkan getting that gap done on Carmentalist. He could very well still be on for this win, as long as Tinkan doesn't pick himself up a second 3-second time penalty, as I believe Bree just picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well to his name. Yeah, Tinkan, he's doing very well to get that gap to Carmentalist, as now Luke very close to the back of K-Mark once again. Still no move going to be able to get done. All of this is really just allowing Caesar just to close up to the back of him, and same with Edok, because Edok only 1.5 seconds behind these guys. Edok could very well be on to... Well, he's got a penalty to his name, of course. Luke, the only one in this top 4 that hasn't got a penalty to his name. And that could play a massive factor in towards the end of the race, because, as I said, we're only 12 laps in, and quite a lot of the grid already having penalties to their name. I don't know. It could be a very tricky one, as Peter, yet again, another 3-second time penalty to his name. Is that 9 seconds to his name now? Yeah. No, it's not. 6 seconds, sorry. Damon's the one with 9. Kmark also has 9 seconds to his name. Bree has a 3-second time penalty. And then the rest of the guys, as you can see, have just 1 3-second time penalty to their name. I'm assuming we'll be seeing the medium runners make their way into the pits very soon. I think lap 13, lap 14 is really when the pit window is. So we are now, of course, on lap 13 of lap 35 of lobby 3 of the preseason race. And now Luke trying to go down the inside of Kmark in towards turn 1. Both keeping it side by side, both keeping it very clean between each other. Hammermark picking up the 3-second time penalty. Kmark won't have that DRS. Luke will, however. Kmark will have that inside towards turn 2. A little bit of squeezing between the pair of them. Still both keeping it side by side, but Luke going to have the inside for turn 3. Kmark trying to hold on in there. And in towards turn 4, surely not. No way are we going to see it. No, we are not. Good battling between the pair of them. Luke, though, has to yield that position. As I said, very good battling between the pair of them. And hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of this coming through D3 for this season, especially between those two guys. Very good battling between the pair of them. As Trench, up ahead of this group that we're on board with, now picking himself up a 3-second time penalty. So the two up ahead of the likes of Carmen and this Chill, really all that have made their pit stops with a 3-second time penalty to their name. I just also want to say Tinkan's also got on past Harrenwag. Commentalis is now out of that 3-second window as he's now picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. So now that isn't going to matter. Rudy, the next one without a 3-second time penalty to his name, could be jumping up into P2 come towards the end of this race. However, it looks like we could be seeing once again that battle for the lead of the race. Luke very close now. Once again, I'm going to try and go down the inside in towards turn 1 on the Dane of Kmark. He's not going to have the traction that he would have wanted. However, he will have the slipstream and the DRS, but Kmark getting that traction that he needed out of turn 2. And out of turn 1, and manages to stay up ahead of the Brit in the AlphaTauri. And now Caesar still not being able to find any sort of leeway into trying to maybe force an error on one of these two, as Luke now picking himself up that 3-second time penalty. We've only got 6 drivers that have not picked themselves up a penalty. Make that 5, as Emir has now picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. So 5 drivers yet to pick themselves up penalties. Again, could play into their hands come towards the end of the race. Of course, there isn't no safety car. It's all going to be on clear weather, and there is no damage. So even if someone does spin, still a pre-season race, they still will need to carry it on, as Rudy very, very close to the back of QVR Chill coming through the end of sector 2. Again, though, it's really just going to be looking like it's a DRS train going on, as Luke for some reason dropped down a position. It's in fact Kmark coming into the pit. So Kmark, the first one on a set of the mediums to be making his way into the pits. Is anybody else going to follow him in? Harrenwag into the pits as well. Is TDB maybe going to be coming in? No, he does not as well. So Kmark and the Greek one of Harrenwag making their way into the pits. Luke's now going to need to try and get a bit of an overcut done on him, but this is really allowing Caesar now to try and edge on an attack on Luke 05, as these mediums will start to go off. You can really now see that these hards are coming into play, as JSD very close to the back of Emir, as Eduk another 3-second time penalty to the Finn's name, as there are yellows. It's Bree, I think, that has gone around at turn 1 looking through Harrenwag. I think that is Bree. It is, unfortunately, for the Maltese. Unfortunately, having that spin at turn 1, not what you want to be seeing if you are a fan of the Maltese man. So Bree now unfortunately down at the back of the grid. Had a nice recovery when he was making his way back through, especially after that collision in lap 1. It's not going to help him whatsoever, as Luke does actually stay out on these medium tyres, as Chill now picking himself up a 3-second time penalty. Is that 4 people still now? No, still 5, sorry, my apologies. So still 5 people, as Luke 05 just came up with a pit window on my side. Now Caesar trying to go down the inside of Luke in towards turn 1. Luke is going to have the better traction coming out of it. However, he won't have the DRS. Caesar on those hard tyres, with that DRS wide open, holding that inside in towards turn 2. Luke has to yield that position. Luke, unfortunately, without that ERS as well, could not defend from the hard runner, the Indian in the McLaren of Caesar, and now has to drop back behind him. So Luke down into P2. He really should have pit in the last lap, because I have the feeling that Kmark could be getting a good jump on him when he does make that pit stop. And now almost everyone has made their pit stops. Tin Can still the one that is the leading runner of those pit stops. Carmentalist the one in second, Mitchell in third, and Rudy in fourth. However, Rudy without a penalty to his name, whereas the other guys that are around him all have a penalty. TDB also, I just want to say, has had a good recovery drive. However, he is going to need to make his way into the pits very soon, as I believe he's going for a move on Peter. Now going in towards the end of the beginning of the third sector. Peter just yields that position. TDB now up in a P11, 13 lap old medium tyres, and still going strong. I think he's going to have to make a pit stop soon. He's now getting caught up in a bit of traffic as Tim Mats and Luco 5 into the pits now for what will be their one and only stop for a set of the hard tyres. And is that all the medium runners that is all the medium runners that are in now? Of course, the other guys that are still yet to come in, being Miami, JSD, and Caesar, all on those hard tyres. Just want to say, Caesar, what a drive he is having so far. 5 seconds up the road from JSD. Of course, JSD and Miami, I think, also having a bit of a spin at the in the first lap, which is why Tin Can is quite close to the back of them. But even then, Caesar still holding his own and having a very good race so far. Again, he was one of the favourites for last season. And now coming into this season, again, possibly being one of the favourites to try and take the title. He did finish third last season as Damon, a 3-second time penalty to his name. I believe Caesar finished third last season anyway. I know it was close between him and TDB, but I believe he did end up finishing it in the end. So, yeah, Caesar taking third place, only behind myself and Yorno. And now that we're not in this division anymore, you've really got to think that Caesar could be the favourite for it this season. Bit of an early call, I know, but I definitely say he could be up there for a title contender for this season. But just having a look down the order, as you can see, K-Mark and Peter both going side by side in towards turn 1. K-Mark is going to have that outside. Peter just going back through on K-Mark. Peter trying to go a bit defensive in towards turn 2, but K-Mark trying to find his way down the inside of the Dutchman. Peter just getting a much better traction coming out of turn 2 and maintaining that place from K-Mark. Good defensive driving from Peter, maintaining that P10 spot. And we have got a massive train going on here. Commentator being the lead of this train, from 5th all the way down into P9, and I think this is really allowing Peter and K-Mark to catch up to the back of these lot as well. So we could be seeing a really long car train with Carmentalist having the lead of this train. But as I said, TDB, really, now that he's in traffic, he's really got to think about pitting again for a second time, because those mediums are not going to last to the end of the race. He's still got to put another 17 laps. And the hards could only just about go those 27, 28 laps that they'll need to go for the guys that pit on a set of the softs at the beginning. So I won't be surprised if we see TDB in very, very soon. He's still not going to be coming in this lap. And I think he's really the only one that's still got to stop, as Damon has already made that second pit stop of his. Of course, Miami, JSD and Caesar, as well as Chill now going down the inside of Carmentalist. This is, for what I would say, is a net third position because of Rudy not having himself a penalty. And now Chill up into second place, or up in the 5th, shall I say, as Carmentalist now, I think, feeling a little bit under attack from Rudy, going a little bit wide out of turn 2. Rudy's going to have a bit of a better run on Carmentalist in towards turn 4, but I don't think we're going to see him go for a move in towards turn 4. No, we are not, just backs off, as Carmentalist now a second 3-second time penalty to his name, as Rudy going a little bit too deep in towards turn 4. A little bit of a wobble from him as TDB. Oh, Rudy getting that wobble on. If damage was on, that would have been some front wing gone of his. Rudy, what was looking like a very good and solid P2 to his name, is now dropping down the order from Carmentalist, from TDB, from your own, from Peter as well. And K-Mark trying to go down the inside, not leaving any room is Rudy and K-Mark. Unfortunately for him, I think he was entitled to that, but K-Mark now dropping back behind Educk. I think Rudy just a bit angry from what had happened, and now K-Mark a bit angry from what has happened as TDB. Yep, into the pits he goes. So I was expecting him to make his pit stop very soon. He does make his way in. And so just keeping an eye on this train that is going on currently, as Emir as well very close to the back of Raleigh JT. Two IFR boys very close together on track in 12th and 13th position. As Tim Matt's also very close to the back of his teammate, is Chill picking himself up a second 3-second time penalty as well now. As, oh, who's that? Is that Tim Matts that's gone off? It is. Wait, what? I'm very confused as to what's just happened to Tim Matts. I'm very confused. But he is all over the back. Oh, sorry, Bree is all over the back of the Dutchman. I think from what it looked like in turn 2, he just went very, very wide. I don't know if he had a collision with his teammate or what, because they were both side by side with each other. But yeah, Carmentalist under all sorts of pressure now as your own from Division 4 last season, now into Division 3. Coming up to the back of the Renault driver. DRS now wide open for him. Carmentalist won't have any DRS, and of course you can see that red light flashing means he's running low on ERS. Massive lock up and going wide at the entrance of turn 1. Now Carmentalist a bit of a sitting duck here. Yorin trying to go around the outside of him into turn 2. Once again Carmentalist locking up. No ERS to his name. Little bit of a slide going on for the Renault. It has to yield that position. Carmentalist now unfortunately down into P7. Your own good move from the Dutchman. Again, D4 making a bit of a statement. Jeroen and Rudy, as I said, coming up from their last season. And they're doing a very good job so far in Division 3. As Peter picking himself up a 3-second time penalty to his name as well. Once again, quite a lot of penalties to his name. All of this really is still allowing Rudy to keep in contention of all of these guys. But of course it now brings it down to 4 people without any penalties to his name. Damon once again another 3-second time penalty to his name. I believe that is now 12 seconds to his name, as you can see Mark just in the chat just cheering on for Mr. QVR Chill. In fact, what's the gap between Chill and Rudy? Because Chill, to my knowledge, I think only has 1 3-second time penalty. No, he's got 2. Never mind. But the 2 Renaults just trading positions as Carmentalist yielding that position to Peter. However, he's going to have that DRS, or Carmentalist for some reason isn't enabling it. As Rudy, forcing a move on Carmentalist down in towards turn 2. Bit of a bump pass. Carmentalist trying to hold it down his inside. However, not going to be able to hold that position. Rudy, after having that spin, really is not happy. Even though it was his own fault, he's now really forcing moves to try and get back up to where he was before. Not the way you want to be doing it, especially when damage comes on. But the guys that are on a set of the hard, surely they've got to be coming in soon. As actually, in fact, just looking at it, yeah, Caesar and Miami both into the pits now. So where are these two going to end up come towards the, when they come out of the pits? Caesar going on a set of the mediums. I believe Miami's also going to go on a set of the mediums. Yet you can see tyres getting changed for him there. And you can see all the cars now zooming past. Where is Caesar going to end up? Because Caesar, from my knowledge, is now just coming out of the pit lane. Where's Edok? There's Edok. Caesar's up in 9th on a set of mediums. Miami is currently in 15th position. You've got the 2 Vapor Boys of TDB and Trench both battling with each other's Vapor. TDB just picking himself up the fastest lap of the race. And yeah, getting past Trench. Miami's now into P15. Caesar up into 9th position. As you can see, Raleigh and Emir now both going side by side. Raleigh, not much ERS to his name, and same with Emir, to be fair. So both at a bit of even playing ground. K-Mark picking himself up a 3-second time penalty as well as Raleigh. Still no 3-second time penalty to his name. But Caesar only 2 tenths behind Carmentalist on a fresher and softer compounder tyre. You got to think Carmentalist is a bit of a sitting duck, but Caesar, this is where we really got to see where the Indian can, how the Indian can overtake on a fresher and softer compounder tyre. Carmentalist as I said, he's a bit of a sitting duck. Even with the RS to his name, I don't think it's going to help him. Car Mentalist trying to hold it down his inside. In fact, Car Mentalist into the pits. Interestingly enough. As JSD also into the pits, coming out of the pit lane now. Where is Caesar? In fact, Caesar's already gone past him by a mile. Where is Miami in relation to where JSD is, by the way? JSD just coming out of the pit lane now. There's Miami, and yeah, JSD managing to maintain a position from Miami, and now both side by side with Emir as well, going in towards turn 2. Going to stick on board with this battle here as Emir just backing off from JSD, just allowing him to stay up ahead. And Emir not fighting that position too hard and keeps in that P12. By the way, if anybody is new to the League of Europe, it is the top 12 positions will get points. Of course, with it being a pre-season race, there aren't going to be any points up for grabs, but if this was an actual race, Emir would be our final points scorer, although I think it might actually be Miami because of Emir's penalties. So technically Miami would be having that final points position. As here we go with Caesar going down the inside of Luke in towards the beginning of sector 3, coming up to the 90-degree right-hander, and now Caesar up into 6th place, already getting a couple of moves done on the guys on the set of the hards. Next up is Rudy, and Rudy is all over the back of Peter, and well, we've seen what Rudy's like at overtaking so far, being a bit ruthless, especially after having that half spin. There's now Yaron very close to the back of Chill, barely any ERS to his name. Same with Rudy, same with Yaron, sorry, but Yaron with that DRS assistance, getting that move done on Chill. Gonna try and go for a bit of a switchback on Yaron, but Yaron just with that DRS once again is helping him out and getting a much better traction out of turn 2 as well. Yaron up now into P2, and Tin Can's just absolutely run away with it. 6.6 seconds now up ahead of anybody else. You got to think with TDB, not if TDB didn't have that collision or didn't have that spin at that chicane, could he have been up there with Tin Can? Riding on board then with Jarry in P11 on those medium tyres. Miami just up behind him as well. Could be seeing a bit of battle with the medium runners just over here. Of course, these two guys in the two IFR lads still running on their hard tyres. Raleigh, of course, no penalty to his name, same with JSD and Miami, whereas K-Mark does. K-Mark probably going to be doing a bit of a job to try and hold up these guys, making sure that they don't get past. However, softer compounder tyre, they're going to have the better traction coming out of the final corner. Jarry's now got that DRS and overtake on a lot of ERS to his name, whereas K-Mark not much to his. Jarry's going to be going down that inside in towards turn 1, and K-Mark trying to hold it around the outside, a little bit of push and shove between the pair of them. Jarry getting a bit of having a bit of a moment now, allowing Miami to try and go down the inside in towards turn 2. Miami has to try and go down for 2 moves in towards turn 2, trying to hold it around the outside of K-Mark, gets pushed off the track and has to yield that position. And now Jarry, is he going to try and go something in towards turn 4? No, he is not. Miami, unfortunately for him, because that was going to be a good move, has to back off, and K-Mark really getting his elbows out. As also, I've just seen that Caesar has gotten past Rudy. Didn't manage to catch it, but Caesar now up in a P5. As Yaron, another 3-second time penalty to his name as well. As Miami, now a 3-second time penalty. 3 drivers remain with no penalties to their name. So whatever advantage Miami had on Jarry, well, it's now gone. But look at this, Miami's going to have a bit of better traction coming out of that final corner. I'm actually saying that K-Mark was the one that had a bit of better traction, but more ERS to Miami's name. He's using that ERS to try and get that move done on K-Mark. K-Mark going to try and go a bit defensive in towards turn 1. Miami just trying to shove that down his inside. Going to have the better traction coming out of there, trying to force his way through on K-Mark. Does do so, and now Jarry trying to get a move done on K-Mark, going around the outside of turn 2. I think Jarry might have this move done. There's nothing that K-Mark can particularly do. Yep, that is Jarry now into P11. K-Mark, 2 places, 2 places in 2 corners. Next up is Raleigh, who's yet to have a penalty to his name. And you've got two medium runners that are just coming, that are bearing down on him. Caesar, by the way, has also gotten a move done on Peter. I might just ride on board with Caesar. It's K-Mark, another 3-second time penalty to his name. I might just ride on board with Caesar because, I mean, he's really been getting moves done throughout this little train where nobody else could. It's really been working for him. So here we go, Caesar, DRS wide open for him. The Indian gonna get that move done already on Chill. You can already see that's gonna happen. Move done, as I believe that is Herrenwag that has had the spin at the end of Sector 2. The fast right-hander is Miami now getting that move done on Raleigh as well, going in towards turn 1. Miami won't have any, well, he will still have any some DRS, so he can try and get a little bit more away from Raleigh, as I don't think he's even going to be able to concede that position to Jarry. So Raleigh does manage to stay out ahead of the Dutchman, and this could really give Miami a bit more of an advantage. So it could allow Miami to get a bit further up ahead of Jarry and get out of that 3-second window as he dug another 3-second time penalty to his name. Yeah, this could allow Jarry to, well, it could allow Miami, sorry, to get a bit more away from Jarry. Did I say that right? Miami getting away from Jarry, sorry. If he does, then of course he's going to get out of that 3-second window, and you can really see already how much Miami's pulling away from him. 1.1 seconds already between him and Raleigh, and Jarry, just, there's nothing that you can do. He has to stay behind him. But also, yeah, TDB getting involved in this fight now as well, very close to the back of K-Mark. And just riding on board with the Dutchman, one that's also been known to be the favourite for this season. TDB, K-Mark both low on ERS. Jarry now getting that move done on Raleigh, but up behind TDB. Is he going to try and go for a move down the inside? A little bit of contact between the pair of them. TDB trying to hold it down that inside now. A little bit of contact, but still keeping it down the inside. He's going to have the outside for turn 2. K-Mark trying to hold it around the down the inside on TDB. A little bit of contact between the pair of them. Still pushing and shoving going on between the pair, but I don't know who's going to hold it. Is K-Mark going to hold it? Because he's going to have the inside for turn 4. TDB does back off, and wisely so, but he's now going to have to sit behind K-Mark throughout this Sector 2. K-Mark and TDB definitely getting their hours out in this pre-season race. Good defending from K-Mark, I must admit. And Caesar up to 3rd. Yaron is his next target. 1.7 seconds already up ahead of Chill. So let's see, Caesar. 5 lap old mediums. 5 laps left to go with the race. DRS now wide open for the Indian, and I think Yaron, with that little ERS he's going to have, he may not go for a move in towards turn 1. However, turn 2 I think is where we're really going to see the Indian attack it now, as DRS wide open once again for Caesar. Very good traction out of there as well. Yaron trying to do everything he can to hold up ahead of him. Commentalist with a 3-second time penalty. Caesar straight down his inside. Yaron doesn't even try to fight it, and that is Caesar now into 2nd place. He's got 5 laps to try and catch up to Tin Can, both with, I believe, 3-second penalties to their name. In fact, Tin Can has 6 seconds. So Caesar, all he's got to do is catch up 4.3 seconds, and he will take the pre-season win. As 3rd, 4th and 5th, all in 9 seconds of penalties. Really, you can see, is just going to be jumping up ahead of them. Luke, Miami as well, could be jumping up ahead of those guys. In fact, Miami really needs to get a bit more of a shift on if he wants to try and get within those 9 seconds of the likes of Yaron, Chill and Peter, especially with that 3-second penalty to his name. Jarry, well, Jarry and Raleigh could be on for a pretty good result as well, just by jumping them from penalties. But at this current moment, I'm actually going to ride on board with Peter, because only 4 attempts behind him, behind Chill. Both with significantly low ERS, but Peter will have that DRS advantage. Now closing up to the back of Chill. Are we going to see them move going in towards turn 1? No, we are not. But is he going to have the better traction coming out of turn 1? Both with similar bit of traction, a little bit of a slide from Peter. However, DRS assistance now overtake on for the Dutchman. Is he going to try and move in towards turn 2? Chill closes that door on the Dutchman. No move done. And there are more yellows. Is that Herrenwag once again? No, it's not. It's Caesar. I think we have a contender for the new biggest bottle job. And Caesar just doing donuts because he knows how much it's messed him up. Very unfortunate for Caesar. He was on for a very, very good result. He could have been on for the win. And, well, you've seen how that's now turned out for him. As Caesar retiring from the session as well. TDB, by the way, very, very close to the back of Educk. We could be seeing some sort of move being made here between these two. Educk, no DRS to his, no DRS to his name. Still got quite a bit of ERS, but yeah, DRS way too powerful, and TDB already through on Educk before even getting towards turn 1. And we can also see K-Mark and Emir as well. K-Mark going around the outside of Emir, a little bit of pushing and shoving between the pair of them. K-Mark has to yield that position, and Emir keeps that P12. K-Mark tries to send it up the inside, bit of contact. It was never going to work for the IFR lad. And yeah, K-Mark trying to go for something a bit more audacious, has to yield that position. Well, I say has to yield it, he had the half spin, so Mentalist now up into P14. But yeah, with Caesar having that spin, I think that's really solidified that Tin Can is going to be it's just going to be staying up ahead of your own come towards the end of this race. It's just all in the midfield is where it's going to be changing. Mark saying some serious no damage moves today. Yeah, there certainly is, as K-Mark a 3-second time penalty to his name once again. Two more laps left to go of this race, and you know what, run on board with Tin Can because we haven't really seen much of him this race, only because he's really been leading it from basically almost start to finish. He had to fend off a bit of an attack from Mentalist, did so, and Tin Can also getting some moves done on a few of the other guys as well. But he's driven superbly, 8 seconds up ahead of your own. And I feel like Tin Can has done this just to make sure he makes a statement of saying, put me back in that Division 2. I belong there. Because he has driven absolutely phenomenal, no sort of fault other than of course that penalty to his name. Euroan as well, I just want to say, is trying to get out of that zone from the likes of Chill and the likes of Peter and Rudy has commented. It's another 3-second time penalty to his name. Euroan, I just want to say, from Division 4 has driven absolutely superb. He's got 9 seconds of penalties to his name, so he's going to get jumped by Rudy regardless. And also just want to say Rudy from Division 4 as well. A cracking job. Absolute cracking job from all of these guys. Yeah, Euron has driven superbly and done very, very well, as Peter getting that move done on Chill now on the second to last lap. Peter's going to have that DRS to make sure he stays up ahead of Chill. Is Rudy going to try and go for something? No, it doesn't look as if he will. So Chill losing our place to Peter, and it is technically for position because they've all got 9 seconds of penalties. Make that 12, Chill. Another 3-second time penalty to his name, Chill. Once again, what he's known for, absolutely bottling it. Damon, by the way, I just want to say 21 seconds of penalties, and same with K-Mark. Not working out very well for those guys. But yeah, regardless, been a very good pre-season race. And now Luke, he could be on for a bit of an attack on Rudy. However, he's got Miami on those medium tyres, Jarry on those medium tyres, and TDB on those medium tyres all behind him. He may need to start thinking about behind him rather than in front of him, as Miami, the leading medium runner, with that 3-second time penalty, however, so Jarry will jump him. Jarry, by the way, could jump up into P3 from all of this. I think he might, because P3 is Peter up here. Final lap of the race, by the way. Yeah, I think Jarry's back on top, you know. I really think this is a statement to say Jarry is back on top. But here we go, we're right on board with Mr. XL Tin Can as he's making his way now through Sector 2. As, oh, why have I just seen two? What's happened here then? Miami's just somehow dropped 2 places. Not too sure where that's come from, but Miami dropping down 2 places. But there are yellow flags again, and that is Miami once again. Has he got a puncture? It doesn't look like he does, but right on board with Tin Can as he's making his way across the line to win the first of 2 pre-season races for Division 3 at Hungary. Congratulations to him for taking the win. You're Rowan, give yourself a pat on the back, coming up from Division 4 into Division 3, putting himself into P2. However, going to get jumped. Rudy, again, another one, pat yourself on the back. P2 for him. Jarry into 3rd, Luke into 4th. Rowan does end up finishing 5th in the end. Raleigh in 6th, Peter in 7th, 400ths of a second behind Raleigh, and TDB a 10th behind Peter as well. Miami does end up finishing in 9th with Chill in 10th, Emir in 11th, Enoch in 12th with Carl Mentalist in 13th, Bree in 14th, Damon in 15th, and we've got a bit of a battle going on here towards the end, but with all of these guys. Trench coming across the line, finishing 17th actually as Tim Mats jumps him. Well, I'll have to get that little bit at the bottom there as well. But the top 3, Tin Can, Rudy, and Jarry, and I don't think that was the top 3 that we were all expecting, if I'm completely honest with you. But Jarry, driver of the day, well deserved. So there you are, Tin Can taking the win, as I said, for tonight, making a statement as to why he should be in Division 2. P2 of Rudy from Division 4, very good, very good result. Jarry into 3rd again, trying to claim that he is back on top. Luke in 4th with Jerome in 5th, Raleigh in 6th with Peter in 7th. TDB in 8th, Miami in 9th, Chill in 10th, Emir in 11th with Edok in 12th. If points were a thing, Edok would have just had the final set of points. Carmentalist in 13th with Bree in 14th, Damon 15th. Tim Mats does end up finishing in 16th with Trench in 17th, K-Mark in 18th, Harry in 19th, and Caesar, what was on for a very good result, is very unlucky for him as he does finish at the back of the grid, unfortunately taking that DNF. But that was the first pre-season race of the season for Division 3. Thank you all for tuning in. I will have Killer Blue with myself next week, so you're not just listening to my boring, mundane voice. Yeah, as I said, we will catch you guys next week for the second pre-season race around what I believe is the Mexican Grand Prix.